This is a video for what we need to know about the eclipse happening tomorrow night and what we can do with the energies to best serve us. What do we need to know about this eclipse? Victory. Wow. Six of Wands and the Magician. So creating your reality. This is a time to assume your victories. Assume that whatever it is that you've been creating has come to you. Really using that, the Neville Goddard techniques or the Jose Silva techniques for sitting in the energy of already having it and have already created it. Especially in these next couple of nights leading up to the actual eclipse, which I think is at like 4 o'clock in the morning tomorrow night. If you don't know Neville Goddard or Jose Silva, they both teach techniques of going into the energy of having already created it. So, and both of them kind of teach that the best time to do that is as you're going to sleep. So those last 5 minutes before you go to sleep, really sitting in that energy of having whatever it is that you're wanting. Death and rebirth. This is a portal to leave behind whatever is no longer serving you, but also whatever you just don't want to carry into your future, letting it go. So maybe making a list of things that you're ready to let go of, and portions of yourself that you don't necessarily already feel like you have stepped into but would like to step into. Making those lists to get very clear on the two different energies so that you can make choices in the coming weeks that are going to propel you into the new energy and release the old energy. If you make a list and you have a real clear vision of what it is that you no longer want to be and what it is that you are stepping into, it will be easier to make those decisions as they become relevant. So as something is actually happening, and you're questioning how it is that you want to move forward, you'll be able to see the difference between who you were that you no longer want to be and who you're becoming, and the decisions that those two different versions of you would make are going to look different. A good way to really ground in these things is going to be using your inner child work, using your tools that you already have. So if you haven't been using inner child work, now is a great time to go into the memories related to the old versions of yourself and heal those aspects. You're really wanting to ground in the new energy. So if what you're trying to create is something coming from a childhood that would have been more balanced than the one that you technically had, then take memories that you wanted to have in childhood and place them in your actual childhood. Go into a memory that was unsatisfactory and give yourself whatever it was that you wanted to have in that moment. If it was a lollipop in the grocery store, give yourself a lollipop. If it was your parents holding you, let them hold you. If it was, you had really bad childhood and your parents were abusive, give yourself new parents. Completely wipe out the old version of you and give yourself entirely new memories in this time frame of the eclipse. You're going to be genuinely pulling that energy from the cosmos. You could see it coming from the moon, through the moon, and into your now reality. You can ground that in. You can ground that in by writing it down if you want, or you can just ground it in by seeing that and feeling those emotions, the new emotions that you want to overlay on top of the old emotions. You're rewriting your history, and then you want to get your physical body on the actual earth. You want to touch your feet to the ground. You want to go and hold the branches of a tree if you can't get barefoot. Take a bath. Really grounding that energy into your physical body and telling yourself that it's safe to do so. If you're hearing me say that you can have whatever it is that you want and you're limiting yourself, don't do that. This is the when pigs fly energy, so the wishes can be granted to extreme degrees. So really give yourself whatever it is that you're wanting and imagine that you can have that. Don't give yourself reasons that you can't have it. Don't limit yourself to what you think you deserve, and don't limit yourself to what you think society will allow you to have. Give yourself literally anything that you want. I want you to go into the best and deepest feelings of excitement and joy for having whatever it is that you want. So if you're broke as shit and you don't have a car, I want you to go into receiving a brand new car, not figuring out how you're going to pay for it, not knowing what you're going to do to get it. Just deeply saturate yourself in the feelings of having exactly what you want. If you're living in an apartment and you really want a house but you have no way to afford a house, it doesn't matter. Go entirely into the feeling of having that house, of receiving the house, of signing the paperwork, of where the house is going to be, how it's going to feel to be inside of it. Have a dinner party in your head. Invite your friends over. Your house is furnished. Your house is paid for. Do all of those things because you're going to be activating that energy in your next reality, and then you're hopping from one reality to another. So this is a timeline jump. Completely leaving behind anything that you can and are willing to let go of, and hopping into the new reality where you're capable of manifesting and creating the reality that you want. And then let go of it, because this is a matter of planting the seeds. We're not expecting you to have a new car on Tuesday. You might, but what we're doing is planting the seed of anything is possible, and this is the reality that I'm aligning myself with. I'm aligning myself with the potential of creating exactly what it is that I want. And then you're going to water that seed for the next 9 months, just like you would pregnancy. You're going to incubate this baby for the next 9 months and allow it to be born throughout that time and to really come to fruition by the time that the winter solstice comes. And then start really seeing yourself and your reality from a new perspective. Any perspective change that you can create in the next 9 months is going to be incredibly beneficial. So see yourself as a very multifaceted prism, and you want to look through all the different angles of that prism in order to see your reality in whatever ways that you can, wiping clean all of the old, outdated perspectives that you had, especially anything that was given to you from childhood, any beliefs that are not yours, any beliefs that society has passed down to you. Really take a look at all of those beliefs and decide what are truly yours and what you just took on because somebody said, here's a belief, and you were young and you didn't know any better, so you took that. Is it really yours, and do you want to keep it? If these beliefs are not serving you, if they're making you feel less than, if they're making you feel like you are undeserving of the things that you want, then throw them in the fucking trash. You're done with that. You're done with being programmed. So let all of that go. Control, Alt, Delete. Let it go. Throw it in the trash. See it going into a trash bin in your mind and pressing delete. You can release those beliefs. Once you understand what a belief that you have is, once you have seen the belief, it is no longer a belief. Now it's just a choice. So your next version of you no longer makes those choices, and it's time for us to step into those next versions of ourselves, seeing our beliefs with clarity and no longer making the choices that we made when we had those beliefs and they were subconscious and we didn't know what they were. Receiving. Every day it becomes easier to receive the highest divine plan and to trust my inner guidance. So get used to that. if you're not used to receiving, if you don't know how it really feels to receive the things that you want you to see doors opening in front of you in your mind's eye. I don't care if it's a grocery store door, a car door. Let doors open up in front of you, and then go somewhere and open doors. Open doors, and as you step through them, go, I'm stepping into a new reality. If you have to walk through 7 doors to get to your job, open every single one and tell yourself that you're stepping into a new reality. Because we are programmed subconsciously as we step through a threshold to believe that we're stepping from one space into another, and you can use that as a permission slip to step into a new version of yourself and to release things. So, getting in and out of your car, you can use doors in your mind's eye. You don't have to go through physical doors, but the physical doors are telling your subconscious mind and your physical body that you're changing locations. So it's helpful to stand on one side of a doorway and say, I'm releasing X, Y, and Z, and on the other side of this doorway, I will no longer be the person who creates from that reality. Leap, you go first, the universe will catch you. It's all about trusting and taking the leap of faith. So decide for yourself what you want to be true, and then take that leap of faith. Last one. Journey. It's time to prepare for a journey. It may be impromptu or planned. Either way, make sure you're ready when the time comes. Pack your passport now. I think this could be a physical journey for some people, but really it's just the journey of becoming a new person. So taking the actions that you would take. So if you were going on a physical journey, you would pack a bag. You would book a flight. You would decide where you're going. You would maybe make some plans for the place that you're going to be. So you're going to do all of that for this journey of becoming the new version of yourself. Pack a mental bag. These are the tools that I'm taking with me. These are the personality traits that I'm taking with me. These are the beliefs that I'm taking with me. You're going to pack all that into your bag, and then decide who it is and where it is that you're going, physically or just emotionally. Decide where it is that you're going with yourself, and then make plans for who that person is. So if that person lives in another place, has a different job, is dating a completely different kind of person, or married, has children, anything that that person has that you do not currently have, make plans for what that looks like. Plan it out in your mind's eye, write it down if you need to, put it on your fucking calendar. Plan for the life that you want, because you're creating the energy pattern and structure of that life blueprint in this eclipse. Enjoy.